Hello everyone, Mr. Shepherd here again with some more maths, and our work for today is to read and write fractions. What is a fraction? A fraction is an equal part of a whole. So we've got our whole here, okay? And a fraction is one part or a number of parts of that whole. How many parts are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. How many parts are shaded? One part is shaded. We're interested in one part out of the whole, and that's what this top number of the fraction tells us. The bottom number here tells us that the whole is made up of 4 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, the top number tells us how many of those parts are we interested in. This fraction is 1 part out of 4, 1 over 4. Okay. Here we see a whole pizza. Here we've got 2 halves, 2 halves of the pizza. Here we've got 4 quarters, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, in a half, as we've said, the bottom number tells us how many pieces there are, and it is called the denominator. Okay, this number here is called the denominator. This number tells us how many pieces the whole has been split into. We have 1, 2 pieces. That's why we've got 2 at the bottom there, in a half. Okay, half, 2 equal parts. That's what the 2's there for. 1, 2. The top number tells us how many of these pieces we're interested in or we have. Okay, the top number tells us how many pieces we're interested in. When looking at halves, we're interested in one of the 2 pieces. Okay, one of those 2 pieces in a half. That's why we've got the 1 at the top of a half. Okay, 2 quarters, written 2 over 4. This pizza has been divided into 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's why we've got a 4 at the bottom of the fraction, telling us that this fraction has been divided into 4 pieces, 4 equal pieces. This time the numerator is 2. So the top number is called the numerator. The bottom number is called the denominator. This time the numerator is 2. This tells us that we're interested in 2 pieces, okay, of this pizza. 1, 2. Okay, that's why there's a 2 at the top. And the bottom one, again, tells us how many pieces there are in total. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're interested in 2 of those pieces. 1/3. Now, how many pieces is this going to be divided into then? 1/3. The denominator tells us what kind of fraction it is. This number tells us how many equal parts there are, or how many equal pieces there are, or how many equal pieces it's been split into. Okay, and there's going to be 3. The circle's been divided into 3 equal parts, or 3 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3. The numerator, or the top number, tells us how many parts we're interested in. We are interested in 1 part on this occasion. One of the parts has been shaded. Okay, that's why there's a 1 at the top of the fraction. Okay, what sort of fractions are these? How many equal parts have they been split into? Let's see. How many equal parts does a shape have? Well, it has 1, 2, 3 equal parts. 3 equal parts altogether. Okay, so that's our bottom number. And we put a line. And now let's look at one of those parts. How many parts have been moved? This is the part that we're interested in. 1 part, okay? So we're interested in 1 part, that's the top number, out of these 3 that make up the whole, okay? out of 3. 1 part out of 3. Each part of the shapes is a third, written 1/3. And you can see there we've put the names of each part in. Okay, so 3 equal pieces would make a whole. Okay, 1, 2, 3 in the whole. Each one of those is 1/3. 1/3. Okay, can you read this fraction? Well, there's 2 equal pieces. We're interested in one piece. Can you remember what that's called? As a half. Can we read this fraction? Do you remember what it's called if we've got 4 equal pieces? It's called quarters. So this would be 3/4. Okay, what is it? What sort of fraction is it if we've got 3 at the bottom? What do we call that? That is thirds. Okay, and on this occasion we've got 1/3. 1/3. Okay, is this a half? Well, we've got one side of the pizza. If we imagine the other side, it looks to me like it's been cut exactly down the middle. So it's definitely going to be half, isn't it? Yes, it is half because it's divided into 2 equal parts. Is this a half? Well, we've got an entire pizza now, haven't we? We've got the whole. Okay, so it's definitely not a half. No, because it's a whole shape. All right, let's have a quiz. What's the name of the number at the top of a fraction? What's the top number called? Is it called the fraction? Is it called the numerator? Or is it called the denominator? Have a think. We'll lock in an answer in a sec. Okay, the number at the top of a fraction is called the numerator. Yes, you got it correct. What is the name of the bottom number in a fraction? Bottom number in a fraction, well, it's not called the fraction, is it? The bottom number. It's not called the numerator. We know that's the top number. It's called the denominator. Okay, we got it correct. Okay, does this show a quarter? Well, for quarters, we need 4 equal parts. Has it got 4 equal parts? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it does. A quarter means 1/4. Has 1/4 been shaded? Yes, it has. So yes, because one whole is divided into 4 equal parts and one of those parts is shaded. So it is a quarter. Does this show a quarter? How many parts have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, but are they equal parts? It must be equal parts to be a fraction, okay? Or to be quarters. Are they equal parts? No, they're not. Okay, no, because the parts are not equal. Less than a quarter is shaded, all right? We'd have to have the line going down the middle.